Welcome back, my amazing third grade artists. Our next project will be focusing on Eric Carle. He was an author, illustrator, and collage maker. Who is Eric Carle? Eric Carle is a very famous children's book illustrator and author. He has illustrated more than 70 books, many bestsellers, and more than 152 million copies of his books have sold all around the world. Eric Carle, the collage maker. Eric Carle's art is one of a kind. His artwork is created in collage technique, using hand-painted papers which he cuts and layers to form bright and cheerful images. It is very easy to pick out his beautiful artworks. Collage. A collage is a visual representation made from many different forms, materials, and sources, creating something new. A collage may include newspaper clippings, ribbons, bits of colored or handmade papers, portions of other artworks, photographs and such, glued to a solid support or canvas. Visual texture. Visual texture refers to the illusion of the surface's texture. It is what actual texture looks like on a two-dimensional surface. The visual textures are what you see in a photograph. No matter how rough objects in a photograph look, the surface of the photograph is smooth and flat. Eric Carle, Sloth Collage, Part 1. Our learning goal for this project is mixed media, where we produce a work of art through mixed media or fibers that utilize multiple processes. Our learning targets for this project are: I can experiment with various media to create my art, and I can create a collage using mixed media to create my art. The materials you'll need today are a piece of white paper, a pencil, a Sharpie, and some crayons. Don't forget that you can also choose to print or download the directions. All right, boys and girls, let's get started. Welcome back, boys and girls. Now we're going to start our sloth collage. And the first thing I want you to do is get a piece of white unlined paper, and I want you to set it up so that it is horizontal, so it's a long way side to side, and or hot dog style. And set your paper up, and we are going to draw our sloth today. So we're going to draw it with pencil first, then you're going to trace it with a permanent marker, and then we are going to use crayons to color in our sloth. And I want you to use crayons to color in your sloth, and there is a reason that I want you to do that, and that's because when we add other things to our picture, it might interfere if you don't use the crayons. So I do want you to use crayons to color it in. So I don't want you to use colored pencils or markers. All right, so go ahead and get your pencil and paper ready, and we are going to get started. All right, so for step number 1, in this upper left corner area, we're going to draw an oval shape for the head of our sloth. And remember, when you're drawing with your pencil, that I want you to draw lightly in case you make a mistake. It's a lot easier to erase a lightly drawn pencil mistake than it is to draw a pencil line that's dark that you push hard with. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is you're going to draw an oval shape, and that's going to be for the head of our sloth. For step number 2, we're going to draw a curved line starting in the middle bottom part of where our head is, and it's going to go down. It's going to scoop up and stop. So it's like you're making a U shape. Step number 3, we're going to extend from that line that we just created. We're going to extend it up, and it's going to go up and around and stop. So it's going to go up, around, and stop. It didn't go all the way down, and it went up, around, and stopped. For step number 4, we're going to start right about here on the head of our sloth. I know it's a little tricky to explain. So it's as if you were going from this line straight across, and we're going to start here, and we're going to make, right here is the leg of our sloth. Now we're going to make one of the arms of our sloth. So it's going to be tucked a little behind the head, which is why we're starting right here. So it's going to go up and around, same shape as this one, around, down, and stop about the same length as the leg. And we have a little space in between. And remember, you can always pause the video, rewind, rewatch, try again as many times as you need to. For step number 5, right here, we're going to go up a little bit. So it's not down at the bottom, but we're going to go up a little, and we're going to make a little curved line that connects the two sides. For step 6, we're going to create a vine. So it's going to look like our sloth is hanging from a branch or a vine. So bear with me because we're going to start up here and it's going to go the whole way across, but we're not going to go through our paws or the arm and the leg of our sloth. So we start up at the top on the edge of the paper, curves down, and it stops. Doesn't go through, but with our other finger, we're going to imagine that it's going across where it would come out. It's going to scoop, stop again, imagine with our finger, and up. We're going to do the same thing again, starting at the top. Scoops down, stop, and stop, and up across off the paper. Make sure it goes up off the paper. For step 7, we're going to add some claws to each side of our sloth onto the vine. So on this part, we're going to go to the left of it, and we're going to make 3 ovals. 1, 2, and 3. And here, we're going to go from here over 3 again. 1, 2, 3 ovals. Now for step number 8, we're going to make 2 diagonal lines, little lines from right here, stops at the sloth, and here again, stops at the sloth. Now it gives us the illusion that our sloth, this arm is wrapped around the vine, and this other arm on the other side of our sloth comes up and it's wrapped around this vine. Same over here, the leg, it makes it look as if the leg is up over the vine. And the other side, it's coming out from the side and it's hanging onto this vine. Step number 9, we're going to draw another oval inside our face of our sloth. So it's like we're giving him a little frame around his face. Another oval inside. For step number 10, we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to do a little curved line there. And then we're going to start on the edge and we're going to give 2 here. 1 and 2. Step number 11, we're going to add 2 eyes. 1 there and 1 there. And a nose. And when you trace it with a Sharpie, then you can go ahead and color in this part. You can color in the eyes and the nose. For step number 12, we're going to give him a nice little grin and a little funky hairdo. Now I want you to trace with Sharpie over your entire drawing of your sloth, and then using crayons, you're going to color in just your sloth. So color in your sloth, and you can color in the vine, but leave everything in the background plain. When you're finished, set it aside, and we'll be picking up again next week. Don't forget to put your project in your art box until next week. See you next time!